Hey guys, eMechanic here, and in this video I'll be showing you all the paints, tools and steps you need to paint a panel. Now the first step is to sand off any panel you are going to paint using a P600 grit or a Scotch-Brite. Now if you haven't watched my previous videos on how to prep, prime and paint a bumper, I strongly advise you to do so, as this video will make much more sense. I will also put it in the description below and the suggestions section. Once you have sanded down the area, you need to prime the panel so the base coat would adhere to the panel. Make sure you use the correct primer for the correct panel, for example plastic primer for the plastic panel and normal primer for any other parts of the vehicle, as if you use the wrong primer it will not stick onto the panel. Now there is 1K primer and 2K primer. Personally I would suggest you to use 1K primer for new panels and the 2K primer for a used panel, as 1K primer will only act as an adhesion promoter and would only adhere to the panel. But 2K primer or a high build primer will not only stick onto the panel but also fill any minor scratches or scuffs. You can also sand down any areas using 400 grit to 600 grit or a Scotch-Brite when using 2K primers. When sanding down any curved surfaces, I will suggest you to use your hand and not a sanding machine, and also use a velcro soft pad, as you wouldn't want to put any pressure to the curved areas, as sandpapers will cut into it more. If you're going to prep a used bumper and it has scuffs or deep scratches, start with lower grit sandpaper and progress your way back to 600 to 800 grit. Otherwise you will have scratches caused by lower grit sandpaper and you will still be able to see the scratches even if you have used a high build primer. So always progress your way back to higher grits. If you are repairing areas which have rust, make sure to use rust beater paint to stop the rust from reappearing on your newly painted panel. I know it may sound weird to use a decorative paint to your vehicle, but trust me, if you want a rust free area, use the rust beater. I have also used this on my Range Rover, which I will upload. Once you have primed your panel, it's time to apply your base coat. If you are using metallic or a pearl paint, you should give it a good stir, as the metallic or pearl powders tend to sink at the bottom and you will be left with a normal colour on the top. If you're using 2K base coat, you need to mix the paint to 2:1 ratio with hardener, where part A is your paint or your base coat and part B is your hardener, and the 10 to 20% is your thinner. If you have bought 1K paint from online, they are ready to use and only require 1:1 ratio with thinner. When using a spray gun, always use moisture trap, as it will trap any moisture in the airline so it won't contaminate your paint, as it would leave water droplets. You'll need to set your air compressor between 2 to 3 bars for the best result. Use short airline hose while spraying, as it will have better flow of air. Also, when setting your compressor to 2 to 3 bars, you should set it whilst you are using the compressor, as you will have the correct bar, otherwise you'll think that you have set it between 2 to 3 bars, but you will have a lower bar set and this will ruin your paint. Thank you for watching. If you do like the video, please make sure to comment, like and subscribe.